Jaxson, a man whose primary personality trait was collecting vintage taxidermy, stood at the arrival's gate clutching a bouquet of wilted gas station roses. He was waiting for Malaya, the woman he'd been dating for 8 months. By dating, he meant they had exchanged 4,000 heart emojis, and he had sent her roughly $12,000 for her failing mango farm. But Jaxson wasn't alone. Looming behind him, like a gargoyle in a floral muumuu, was his mother, Brenda. "She's a scammer, Jaxson," Brenda hissed, fanning herself with a laminated picture of their family dog. "I felt it in my fibroids the moment you told me she lived in a different hemisphere. No one with a mango farm needs a $3,000 iPad. Mom, she needed it for agricultural spreadsheets," Jaxson muttered, his eyes darting toward the sliding doors. "Please, just give her a chance." The arrival. Filter versus reality. When Malaya finally stepped through the doors, the camera crew zoomed in so fast the lens whined. In her profile pictures, Malaya looked like a filtered celestial goddess. In person, she was Malaya. But she was also wearing a wedding dress. "Surprise, my love," Malaya squealed, sprinting toward Jaxson. Jaxson froze. Brenda gasped so loudly it sounded like a tire deflating. "Malaya, you're wearing a veil," Jaxson stammered as they embraced. "I wanted to be ready," she giggled, though her eyes were darting toward the cameras, checking her angles. "In my culture, arriving in white means I am pure of heart and ready for your bank account. I mean your love." Red Cattle age. Malaya had told Jaxson she was 24. Up close, in the harsh fluorescent light of the terminal, she looked comfortably 38. Also, she was currently being followed by a man carrying her 4 suitcases who looked suspiciously like an ex-boyfriend. The dinner. A buffet of deception. That evening, the trio sat at a cliffside restaurant. The tension was thicker than the peanut sauce. "So, Malaya," Brenda started, sharpening her steak knife with terrifying precision. "Tell me about the mango farm. Jaxson says it's in a drought." Malaya blinked, her long synthetic lashes fluttering like a dying moth. "Yes, very dry. The mangoes, they cry." "Funny," Brenda leaned in. "I did a Google Earth search of the coordinates you sent Jaxson for the irrigation project. It's a luxury nail salon in downtown Bangkok." The table went silent. Jaxson looked at Malaya, pleading for a logical explanation. "Oh," Malaya laughed, a high-pitched sound that set off nearby car alarms. "The nail salon is a front for the farm. For tax reasons. In Thailand, we grow mangoes under the pedicure chairs. It's very high-tech." Jaxson nodded slowly. "See, Mom, it's a vertical integration strategy." Red GFLA. Malaya's phone, which was sitting face up on the table, lit up with a notification from an app called Western Union BA. The message read, "Did the American ATM arrive yet? The secret in the suitcase." The next day, while Malaya was meditating, taking selfies in the hotel infinity pool, Brenda decided to do some light detective work. By detective work, she meant breaking into Malaya's suitcase with a nail file. "Jaxson, get in here," Brenda yelled. Jaxson shuffled into the room, horrified. "Mom, you can't be in her luggage." "Explain this then." Brenda held up a legal document. It was a marriage certificate from 3 weeks ago. Jackson's face went pale. "Maybe it's a souvenir. It says she's married to a guy named Somchai Jaxson. And look at this." Brenda pulled out a stack of business cards. They weren't for a mango farm. They were for a private investigation firm specializing in extracting wealth from foreign tourists. Just then, the door swung open. Malaya stood there, her meditation clearly over. She didn't look like a celestial goddess anymore. She looked like a woman whose secondary income stream was being threatened. "Why are you touching my things?" Malaya screamed. "You're married," Jaxson wailed, clutching his heart. And what about the mangoes, Malaya? Were the mangoes even real? Malaya threw her sun hat on the floor. There are no mangoes, Jaxson. You live in a basement in Ohio. I had to give you a hobby. The confrontation, tears and trinkets. The scene shifted to the beach at sunset, the classic 90-day backdrop for a breakup. Jaxson stood in his I Heart Thailand shirt, looking devastated. I gave you everything, Jaxson sobbed. I sold my limited edition stuffed squirrel collection for your irrigation system. Malaya rolled her eyes, checking her reflection in her phone screen. Jaxson, you are a nice man, but you are boring. Songchai is my husband. Yes, but he is also my manager. We are a team. We needed the money for his gambling debts.